powerful. Using my career, using my life, things end up turning out exactly how I visualized. Not in this time frame I expected. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna shit happen overnight. But, I just had good business.
What's good, y'all? What's good? Corner Store Podcast is on the air. Streaming live on YouTube. I am your host, OMD-DEX300, Dexter Davis, aka Doc Savage, the man of bronze. And this is the mighty KSP, the Corner Store Podcast. It is April the 25th, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And we are in Los Angeles, California. For those who didn't know, thank you for joining me tonight on the Corner Store Podcast. Episode 40, Speaking from the Heart episode. That's what I named this episode today. Speaking from the Heart episode. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I had to entitle this episode Speaking from the Heart because I just recently had a surgery. I got little band-aids on now, or at least I had two of them, where they looked at my arteries and checked my heart. Was in the hospital for 5 days. This is something that I wanted to talk about because it's very important for you. I don't care what age you are. You need to look out for your health. I go to a lot of showcases and different little functions, and I see people drinking and smoking and having a good time. And sometimes I wonder, and I know it's probably because I'm in, my 50s now, and it gets harder and harder to stay not really active, but like in shape and eat right and eat at the right times and drink a lot of water and all of these things. So you become really mindful, especially when you have like health scares. What's good? What's good? What's good with it? That's KG Hustle just came into the building. What's happening with you, brother? Good to see you, man. When you have health scares and stuff like that, and I was recently in the hospital, and I got a clean bill of health. Thank God. They did a angiogram, and if you don't really know what that is, I'll explain. They either go in through your leg or through your thigh, I should say, the inner part of your thigh, which they really don't like to do, and they didn't do that to me. They really like to go in through your wrist to your main artery, and they send a camera up in there, and they go all through your circulatory system and check for blockages. And check for things like that. And it was all gravy. It was beautiful. Thank God. Of course, that means that I did. Thank you, KG. I see you. I know you're happy about that. I appreciate that, son. When you get a clean bill of health on that, obviously the shortness of breath or anything else that contributed to any heart issues or afibrillation. And AFib is when your heart races it sometimes and it slows down. It has an irregular heartbeat. That stuff is still kind of going on, except for the shortness of breath. I guess that the reason why I ended up going to the hospital that particular night is I actually had a little bout of pneumonia. You got to be careful and watch that and watch who you hang around and all of that stuff, because people will give you bugs that they have that their body may be dealing with differently and can handle it, and yours might. It's just weird. People pass stuff on to each other. And next thing you know, it turns from into a cold into something that's locked into your lungs and causing you to have problems breathing. So be mindful about that. So yeah, I got a clean bill of health on that. Shout out to Cedars-Sinai Hospital and to the cardiology team there. They looked out for your boy. Yeah, man, I'm still got to take these, prescribed medications, which I really don't want to do. I would love to be able to do this more herbally and stay away from the narcotics and stuff like that. But got to do what you got to do and just, continue to grind and kind of get healthier and, stay out the way of that other bad guy, if you do what I'm saying. Yo, speaking from the heart tonight, I got to start out with some sports. Since I got you on here tonight, KG Hustle, shout out to you and shout out to the Miami fucking Heat. The NBA playoffs are going on right now. Let me tell you something. I don't know what it is about that team. I don't know what it is about Coach Spo. The only Filipino American NBA coach in the United States of America is coaching the hell out of that team. Nobody has been giving this man the props he deserves. He's been there now. He's probably one of the longest tenured coaches in the league right now, if not one of the. Yeah, he probably is the longest tenured, other than Greg Popovich, San Antonio Spurs coach, who I think is going to retire. So Coach Spo, I got to give it to you, Jimmy damn Butler. Jimmy Butler had 56 points the other day against the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. 56. To me, that's the kind of playoff performances that make people super great and also gives them the opportunity to become Hall of Famers. Now, true indeed, he has not won the finals, but Jimmy Butler has taken the team to the finals. He's been on several teams. That's one of the things that's weird about players of today. Jimmy Butler is a throwback player mindset and in the game that he plays. He's mid-range three defense. He's a 3-and-D guy. I hate to be talking so highly of him because that's not my team. But you can't front. You got to give people props when they do what they do. And that man went out there and was balling. Look at KG over there, Heat Nation. Look at him over there. See, but that's what it's all about. That's what sports is all about. When you're a fan of somebody or a team and you be loyal through the bullshit and everything, and when they start doing what they do, you represent. I will give that to that young man. KG Hustle, I will give you that, bro. You stick with your squads, whether it's the Bears or the Heat, whoever you fuck with, you stay, connected, and you they have a long. My son has a long history with his teams. He's been loving them teams since he was a little boy. I can attest to that because I watched him grow up. You know what I'm saying? So he's been loyal to his team since he was like 6, 7, 8 years old. I don't know what it was about them two teams, but he loved the Bears and the Miami Heat. What it do, Slim? Shout out New York. New York, stand up. Everybody's in the building right now. That's what I love. Let's get it. So back to the playoffs. The Miami Heat had an up and down regular season, lost 2 of their key players, 2 shooters, 2 real great players. And what it do? What's good? Oh man, we getting a bunch of folk up in here today. Shout out to everybody. Deneen, what's good? Shout out. Texas is in the building now. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Texas in the building. The damn Miami Heat showing out in these playoffs. I hate the fact that they doing it, but they doing it. That's one of the positive things about the NBA playoffs. One of the negatives is the woefully piece of shit. And I said this because I'm a fan of this team. If you really love the team and you like them, you can say what you want about your team, especially when they got a bunch of great-ass players on paper, and that's exactly how they play, like they fucking on paper. The Los Angeles Clippers, which is the redhead stepchild of the LA pro basketball scene, still under the foot of the Lakers. I don't give a shit. Not only the Lakers have an amazing history here, the Clippers didn't even make history where they came from, and they've made some history here, but you can't squeeze out nothing the Lakers do. I don't give a shit how many times you make the playoffs, win the Pacific Division, or motherfucking go to the Western Conference Finals, which you have never done. I think they did go once and got their asses whooped. The best chance they had when they had Blake and Jordan and all those guys, but they never could get a small forward. That's what it sounded like when them niggas be playing. A small forward, decent enough to help them. If they could have ever got a 3 during that time, a 3, which is a small forward position for those who don't know basketball, they probably would have did something. People like, they get Karan Butler and Sam Cassell, all these people to back them up. that were great in their time and pretty decent around then, but they weren't guys that was going to really get you a bucket. You know, they relying on guys with lobs. This was more of a fucking. The Clippers back then was great, but they were more of a carnival show. They wasn't going nowhere. Even when they had Chris Paul. Lakers should have went and got Chris Paul that year when the NBA blocked that shit. I don't know why they was trying to make the Clippers relevant, because the motherfuckers, even with Doc, I believe even if Phil Jackson would have came out of retirement and took over for the Clippers, they wouldn't win because they're bad luck. A lot of teams I fuck with are bad luck teams. They have fucking owners who are shitty. Look at the owner the Clippers had. Donald Sterling was the owner when they were in San Diego. When they came to the LA, Donald Sterling. You know they got a fucking taint on them because of him. And my Dallas Cowboys, yeah, let's go to football for a second. Always dope as fuck on paper. As soon as they start playing football, they play like paper lions. Them niggas is trash. Because they owner fired one of the greatest football coaches to ever donned a whistle, Jimmy Johnson, because he was mad Jimmy was winning. What kind of idiot does that? And ever since then, they ain't won nothing since. And they always have something happen to them. And they guys like Stephen A. spinning the web of bullshit on ESPN, which I ain't never seen before. I've never seen somebody who talk about sports on TV actually have an opinion about a particular team, and it's negative. People have always been on the fence. They don't show what they truly feel about a team. But in these day and age, everything is different. Everything is fucking weird. Everything's topsy-turvy. So I ain't never seen nothing like it. And why a nigga from New York who loved the Knicks, pride from Hollis, Queens is what he said, right? Why the fuck this nigga like the Pittsburgh Steelers? I could say the same thing about Snoop being from LA. You figure he liked the Rams or the Raiders or something like Cube. But, you know, niggas can like who they want to like, you know, whatever team you like. I get that. But how you going to be from New York talking all this shit about the Cowboys because you're a Pittsburgh fan? It's just weird. This world is weird. But enough about my shitty ass teams. Let's get back to the playoffs, NBA playoffs, which I was talking about. As far as I'm concerned, the teams that are still in the playoffs, from what I can tell, let's just say the Golden State Warriors get past the Sacramento Kings, which I hopefully hope they don't. I hope the Kings win because the Kings have been woeful forever. It's weird how the fuck I started a goddamn season when I got 2K, this year's 2K, with the Kings and took them to the playoffs and here these motherfuckers is in the playoffs. It's kind of weird. I'm not like, you know, a Kings fan, but I'm very happy for those players, especially that rookie they got, big 6'8", they can really play. I can't think of his name at the moment, but I'm really happy for them. I'm happy for their coach too, because he's, you know, he coached Cleveland. You know, he's an LA dude, so I'm glad that he's coach of the year. He deserves it. Real good coach, real underrated, and I hope they put the Golden State Warriors out. As far as who I think gonna come out of each conference, I'm gonna go and just give you my little thing. I think Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia. My heart says the Celtics, but I kind of feel like Philly's gonna end up coming out of the East to meet the eventual West champion, and that's gonna be between. Damn, it's hard to say this, but I think it's either gonna be Denver or the Warriors. I just see the Denver and the Warriors meeting again in the Western Conference Finals. My heart would say Sacramento and somebody else because I want the Sacramento Kings to go to the finals so bad. They really deserve it. The cities deserve it. Motherfucking city was underwater half of the year this year. And just having that money coming to the city of Sacramento, whether I'm not sure if he's Pakistani or Indian, I'm not sure, but their new owner, how much money he would kick in to help out, you know, in city projects or anything like that. But I would just love for the Kings to win it because they've always been that close with Stojakovic and Divac and Chris Webber back in the day. And, you know, the Lakers being in the way with Kobe and Shaq. But to be honest with you, I would love to see them win it, to be real with you. But I know that's going to be real far-fetched. And that's my little take on the NBA playoffs. Good, bad, or indifferent. This game is totally different from when I was coming up in the 90s when Jordan used to get murdered trying to win. They play a lot differently. It's more outside. But I'll give the props to the Kings who play a lot more mid-range game to 3-point game inside than any other team. And I love that way that I love the way that they play. Fuck that Golden State way of playing. I'm getting sick of seeing them niggas run up and down and shoot from half court. I'm tired of that shit. I want to see some real basketball again, like niggas used to be back in there, going down low and banging and doing that shit. Shout out to everybody on the line tonight. Let's get it. Let's get it. This is the, speaking from my heart episode 40, goddammit. This is episode 40 of the Corner Store Podcast. This shit is amazing. I am so proud of myself. I sound like Popeye. I am proud of myself. What the fuck? Let me tell you something. This broke my heart right here. It broke my heart. Harry Belafonte died today at 96 years old. Harry Belafonte, actor, entertainer, singer, legendary black activist, too. A lot of people don't know that about Mr. Belafonte. He was a huge activist. And I just had the post right here. I messed up. Let me see if I can find it again. If I can't, I was going to play some audio from it. But I do have a story as reported by the Shade Room right now. Ime Udoka, the coach who was summarily fired from the Celtics for having a fling with an assistant. And let me tell you something. When I saw the picture of that girl and I knew this man was married to Nia Long, he had to have not been getting no, excuse me for saying this, ladies who are on here, he had to have not been getting no pussy if he gonna leave Nia Long for this white assistant. There's only a couple things could have been wrong with this situation. The man has a sexual problem because I'm telling you, when you got money and power and you're a guy of that stature, there's all kind of people on staff be wanting to give it to you. I'm telling you. Hell, I wasn't nobody, you know what I'm saying? And people just want to give it to you, in the military, it'd be a sergeant or something talking shit to you, a female sergeant. Davis, when I tell you, and then later on, you see her in the beer hall, she really only giving you orders because she's a freak. But anyway, I digress. Ime Udoka, who was fired by the Celtics summarily because of that situation, and I don't know about his situation with Nia Long, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty much done, was hired as the new head coach for the Houston Rockets. And let me tell you something, that was a great fucking hire, regardless of what happened personally with Coach Udoka on the Celtics and that, thing, which I thought was blown way out of proportion. That's one thing. Oh, the morals clause in the contract. Get the fuck out of here. The owners of these teams be having hot tub jacuzzi fuck parties. That's their personal business, true enough. So that should have been left. This should have been left. I know it wasn't. The only reason why you would fire these two is if they was having sex on the property at the Celtics. If they was going to hotels doing this shit behind closed doors and you just found out, that ain't shit. I don't give a fuck if they do work there. Unless they had a fight up that motherfucker about some shit, that they shouldn't have been fired for that. It was just, all it did was make the organization look stupid to me. And it also brought a light to the whole thing where they could have just did that shit and externally, but it had everything to do with what color the man was and everything like that, because it was Boston. They don't want no nigga up there boning no white lady or some shit like that. They don't like that. But the good news is he has been rehired by an NBA team, which obviously looked past that bullshit. And he's a great coach, and I believe the Rockets will be better for it. They're going to be all right. In another story that the Shade Room has reported, a Maryland man in the state of Maryland wins $50,000 lottery 3 times in a row after repeatedly playing the same number. That's fucking interesting as shit. I never thought to just keep playing the same number over and over again. You fuck around. But I don't do the lottery. I don't know what it is, but I just can't spend that money on that shit. I feel like I'm giving it away. I don't know why. Like if I was in a relationship and my lady did it, or my wife, or whatever significant other I'd have at the time, I wouldn't be mad at that. Even if she said, "Baby, we borrowed $20," I mean, here, it's more for her than it is for what she's finna buy the shit for. and we win, that's different. But I just cannot find, I'll buy them tickets, I don't win, and I'll be frustrated. I'm like, fuck that shit. It feel like it's a waste. So, but this guy then knocked it out the park 3 times for $50K each. No, he won 50,000 total. My bad. For $50,000. Wait. Lottery man in Maryland wins 50,000 lottery, $50,000 lottery 3 times, meaning he won at 150 grand. Damn, in a row after repeatedly playing the same number. That's intriguing. I never thought to do no shit like that. That's pretty cool. That is pretty fucking cool right there. Hold on. Oh, looks like Nelly and Ashanti are dating again. They were spotted holding hands in Las Vegas. How about that? And they probably were performing too at the same time. Big news in the world of news. I don't know if most of the people that probably watch my podcast don't watch CNN or Fox News or any of those political shows, because that's what they are. They're not news anymore. Yes, when big things happen like school shootings and wars and bullshit like that, you'll see them report. Most of the news is either going to be your local news, which will talk a little bit about international things, but mostly what's going on in your state or city, or the like NBC nightly news. Any of the TV news outlets, those news organizations seem to be the ones that are fucking telling people some real shit as far as news is concerned. CNN and Fox and all that shit and MSNBC, that shit is all political. It's politically bought and paid for. And it's motivated primarily to get certain fuck boys or fuck girls in political office to fuck us over even further. So that's what that shit is all about. But since we're on the subject, there's been a big shakeup in that whole circle. Because of the Dominion lawsuit, Dominion being a company that made the voting machines for all the voting, there's a lawsuit that they had filed against Fox News for over, $3-4 billion, and they settled out of court for $780 million. There's 3 other lawsuits coming, one of them including the name of one of their correspondents, Tucker Carlson. Mr. Tucker Carlson is a straight up racist yuppie fuck who is part of the Swanson fish family. I don't know if you know about them Swanson dinners and the Swanson fish or some, whatever, that frozen food shit. That food that you know, if you took on a camping trip, if you threw it outside after you cooked it, a bear wouldn't even eat it. Anyway, he was summarily fired from Fox News recently. As well, he should have been. Now, I believe this is a double-edged sword when it comes to this situation. Everybody has rumors that this motherfucker next year is going to try to run for president. So this is lining him up perfectly for that. And not only that, Fox News got a chance to get rid of somebody who was named in a lawsuit that they're finna get their ass reamed. There's a whole bunch of organizations that they lied on, Dominion being one of them, and they just settled for $780 million for them saying that those machines was rigged, when that was all bullshit. This country's going to shit when it comes to politics, but I'm hoping some of these propaganda head-filling fucks like Tucker Carlson won't get another chance to have a voice somewhere, but I most certainly know this motherfucker gonna end up on OAN or Newsmax. I don't believe he'll end up on OAN. OAN ain't got enough deep pockets to pay him to talk his bullshit. Newsmax, maybe Newsmax might have a couple bucks to get that fucker on there with them stupid ass bow ties, talking all that bullshit about blacks and how cops are not there to kill us. Cops are there to protect us. The blacks, they just don't know how to listen when the cops say, stop, nigger. Shut that shit up, man. We ain't buying it for a minute. We know it. You might as well just come out and just tell us how you really fucking feel. Fuck all that innuendos and subtext and all that. Like, just tell the truth. We'd rather you do that so we'll know who the fuck you really is, because we already know who the fuck you really is. The other side of that coin, as far as firings go, Don Lemon, longtime TV anchor and correspondent for CNN, was also summarily fired around the same time. Mr. Lemon, and I quote, said he was stunned to hear about himself being let go. This is after Don Lemon had been moved from his nightly anchor chair, to the morning show. They start shifting his ass around like he was a piece of fucked up ass chicken on a barbecue grill that's just not cooking correctly. So yeah, Don Lemon's out of a job, and he's probably going to end up on Cuomo or something like that. Or he's going to probably, if I know anything about these cats, they're probably going to try to start up their own news network that they'll probably try to stream on YouTube, just like TYT, or they're fine. Or maybe they'll even try to start their own channel on the local cable or national cable or something. They got enough money. They paying these motherfuckers good money, man. Don't worry about Don Lemon. He's figured fine. And if he's smart, he's been investing. Like if you get $2-3 million a year, if you're not investing at least 300,000 of 200,000 or 400,000 of that a year, you're tripping. Because anything can happen. Buy you some apartment buildings. I don't give a fuck if that shit is in Cocoa Beach somewhere, Florida. Buy you some land, some property, something. Somebody's gonna need it, want it, and have to have it. And you can just flip it, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. That's what it's all about. That's what we all should be doing. When you get some revenue, buy something I thought you knew and make you some fucking bread. Because really, we got to do that. There ain't nobody else going to save us from being poor except for yourself. And most people do the honorable thing, which is the hardest thing, and find a job and stay on that job and work hard and try to get promoted and try to get raises and things of that nature and play it safe, which is fine. Everybody need a parachute. Let's put it this way. I should have been thinking, like, if I jump out of this plane, I need a jetpack, not a parachute, a jetpack. So I can fly wherever I want to fly instead of float to the ground safely. We need to have that type of a fucking attitude. You need to be thinking about taking over some shit, not taking over for evil either. When people say take over, they think you always got to do that shit by force. No. Sometimes you could kill people with kindness and get a better result. Even though people take kindness for weakness, those motherfuckers can be weeded out. Because if you show them love and they start acting like a bitch, they ain't worthy of nothing. Bye, get your ass out of here. That's the same as if you was the owner of a company. If you own a company and you show your people love and you give a motherfucker enough rope to hang themselves and they coming in to work cool, they've been there 3 months, all of a sudden they starting to ask off. Can I get Friday off? And my son is this. You're like, okay, yeah. And you still being cool and you letting them. Say, we need you, but if you need to do that, boom. And finally you pull their ass in the office after like the 4th time, you taking my kindness for weakness. I got to let you go. Because I can guarantee you, whatever I end up owning one day and somebody end up working for me, bonuses going to come out of nowhere. You be fucking around being in the warehouse and I just come and hand you an envelope. Man, you've been doing good around here. Here you go. Bop. $100. This for nothing. That $100 will go a long way. Fill your tank up. You like, damn, the boss just handed nigga $100. Of course, you're going to put that aside as a discretionary fund to look out for your, that's one thing these bosses don't do. They'll fuck around and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, they give you a little raise. Yeah, we're doing much better now. We're fiscally this. We're making this much money. We can raise your shit up $1 or $2. Boom, boom, boom. How about buying some lunch? How about giving them every month or two or a couple months, slide them a $50 or something like that? Damn, man, that's love. Yeah, nigga. Because that's what it's really all about. But a lot of bosses are not going to do that. They're going to say your job should be your incentive, which I think is true, but fuck you. People have lives and you be wanting their ass to be there them 8 hours. Sometimes, hey man, can you stay over a couple hours a night, get some overtime and work, but you really want to get them t-shirts out so you can see that money go in your company's bank account. I get that. But remember when that nigga stayed over 3 hours getting that shit done for you. That's all. If people thought like that, hell, the United States, I was just watching how the government works. This is the saddest thing I ever seen in my life. We pay taxes to the government, right? A lot of money. A lot of money. They try to give, whatever motherfuckers in office, Biden us. A lot of times when it's a right-wing person like a Bush or somebody like that for the Republicans, they'll make tax breaks like a mug, and they'll give the middle class, so-called middle class, which is almost gone, these tax incentives for kids and all this stuff, and you think you're winning. All the time, the taxes go into the government. The government don't even use that to build the bridges or put that back into the kitty. They'll take a lot of it, spend it on the military, take the rest of it, give it to the insurance companies, give it to all these different people, which if we were more socialists in that way, the money would actually go to the government to actually do things for infrastructure, to help us be better as citizens, to help us have a better land, to educate people. Instead, they rather take that money and circle that shit around and hand it to all these different people like Big Pharma, the oil companies. A lot of people don't realize a lot of the pills that you take every day, the doctors that gave me that I just got out of hospital, guess what? That shit is made from petroleum oil. Yeah, light bulbs should be going on right now. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, Becca. That's the kind of shit that Dr. Sebi was trying to tell us about. Yeah, those pills end up curbing whatever that's supposed to be bothering you, from blood pressure, all this different shit. It's supposed to curb all that stuff. Yeah, and it does. But it has side effects that will stop one thing and make another thing jump off. When in actuality, if you did the shit more herbalistically, which I'm trying to lean toward, and get somebody who really know what the fuck they're talking about, you could take these supplements that actually cure what's fucking with you and also not fuck the body up and add more value to the nutrients and to the anti-inflammatories and also the antibacterial killers to your body if you do it in a green way. That's why Dr. Sebi no longer on Earth no more, because they don't want you to know about that. What a world. But at least our eyes is open in a lot of ways now about a lot of things. You dig? A lot. Shout out to Tory Lanez. He spoke from jail today. And he was, this is reported by the Shade Room too, that the DA from LA, which was presiding over his case, who got him locked up, tainted the DNA evidence, supposedly faked the evidence to get him locked up. I don't know how they got his DNA, but they used it some kind of way. This is what allegedly Tory is saying. Now, obviously, we followed that case a little bit on the podcast, a little taste. And from what I could tell, everything seemed like it was leading toward Tory being vindicated for this so-called shooting and someone else being accused, but they ran with it. They needed a victim, and they was going to put somebody in jail to make the DA look good, or whatever DA it was, which was the LA DA. If it had been Canada, New York, whatever, they would have tried to do the same thing so they can get a high-profile case like that. Somebody got to go to jail. And you wrong as hell, Meg, for the host. You know what really went down that night. That's the thing that's so fucked up. And that's the reason why I be telling all the people I know who's trying to be in the industry and fuck around. When you go to these parties or showcases, don't touch nobody. Go do your shit. If you start hanging out with, say, you meet somebody, y'all start hanging out, man. Don't get too drunk around motherfuckers. Even if you know them good, don't get so drunk the way you fall asleep. Don't take a lot of drinks from niggas, because you don't know what. Just be cool out there and watch your ass. Keep your head on the swivel. And because it's entertainment business in Hollywood and LA and all over the fucking country for that taste, if you're going to be going to functions and trying to be out there, is fucked up and dangerous. People janky as hell. So just watch yourself. Don't get caught up in a situation where you do something for 15, 20 minutes and end up getting 20 years. Don't do it, because you'll be in jail talking about, damn, if I'd have just went home. Damn, if I'd have just jumped in the car. Damn, if I wouldn't have drove that night. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Tory Lanez, man. Sorry you in there. I don't know you, but you know, I used to watch your lives on Instagram, and you's an arrogant motherfucker, like most niggas is when they get money or in the scene. Sometimes shit like this humbles you, even though you didn't do nothing wrong. For what I could tell, you got to realize sometimes karma's a bitch. And I'm sure you was an asshole to somebody. You had to have been. You know what I'm saying? You probably was thinking too loose that night too, like you was super tough and I can fuck both of these bitches, everything. And that kind of shit can lead your ass to the pen there on gangsters. So watch it. You know, that's watching everybody else because obviously you paying the price. Shout out Young Thug too. What a crazy situation that is. Wow. Um, I'm gonna play some audio for my man Tyrese Gibson right here.
To join me, I have my lawyer named Tanya Mitchell-Grant, who is incredible. It's a Black woman who was literally disrespected by this judge. His full name, sitting on the bench, his name is Judge Kevin M. Farmer, M as in Mary. Judge Kevin M. Farmer. We attempted to get this man thrown off the bench. His case was presented to other judges. They read the transcripts. They seen how he handled himself, all of the racist, the fact that we wasn't able to properly present our case. And then he ends up calling my ex-wife a He called Samantha a
Let me give this audio you just heard some context. That's Tyrese Gibson, obviously of Fast and the Furious series fame and other films. I actually think since he's been in this particular series of films, which is great and everything, he's played that part very well. And you know that actually from the first time he was in the Fast and Furious, in that first one, Too Fast, Too Furious, all the way to now, his character is going through a maturation. He's changed a lot in that series. We haven't seen him in a lot of other things. Tyrese is a very gifted actor, and he's been in some great films, from Annapolis to Annapolis was really good, even though it didn't get that the critical acclaim. It was basically an Officer and a Gentleman all over again, as far as I'm concerned, with boxing. Actually, Officer and Gentleman had boxing. To me, it was just a remake of Officer and Gentleman, but named differently. God, I can't believe I can't think. He's had a string of films. If you go look at Tyrese's filmography, he's done quite well. And a very talented R&B singer at one time who did really well and actually won gold a few times. I think he's very talented. But when it comes to his personal life, that brother be having a lot of ups and downs when it comes to women, to me. Now, he's talking about the divorce case that's going on between him and his ex-wife, Shelly, who everybody knew, has seen her. She's very beautiful. When I saw them engaged a few years back, I was very happy for him, and she's very attractive. I was like, I hope that's his real life partner because she's bad. And I think Tyrese seemed like he needed somebody because he had been on camera crying about his daughter and his other relationship, and it's hard to see that man break down like that because he's a strong brother. And if a chick must have really did something to your ass, if she break you down the way you in tears. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? And all that shit. I was like, it broke my heart. I was like, my nigga, come on. Nigga, don't let him get to you like that. But shout out to Tyrese. He's going through, he's got a crooked judge on the bench. Seemed like this guy's out to fuck up everything. And he's weird. They're trying to get him kicked off the bench and get another presiding judge, as well as also reporting him to the bar and all these different things. So I hope he does well and gets that squared away and get the situation squared away. He's also in a new relationship with somebody else. There was also another video of her saying some weird shit. So I don't even know if that was real or not. But all I'm saying is from a guy who's pretty level-headed, seemed like on film, and career seems to be doing okay. He be going through a lot. Shout out Tyrese. It's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Let me see. Oh wow, that's a hell of a story. I didn't know that was happening. Oh, this is a sad story, and I like them. Well, I don't know. She's tripping to me, but the Shade Room also just reported that Tia Mowry and Corey Hardrick finalized their divorce nearly 6 months after announcing their split. And if you notice, Tia's, was on her show, The Real, which is a spinoff or whatever from all these other women shows that from The Talk to what's the one on The View and The Real. I mean, it's just crazy how these networks copycat each other and shit. It's just, if one thing's successful, I'll put it to you this way. When Jaws came out in 1977 or 75, whenever the fuck it was, it spawned a whole shitload of other fucking sea creatures that could kill you. Octopus, orca, piranha. It's just a fucking silly ass entertainment business is goofy as fuck, and they do stupid shit to make money, but that's the whole key to it. That really the maturation of the United States of America to me is like, slasher films. Another thing came out with Halloween, and what did that spawn? Jason, Freddy. They even had prom night, and this country is wild as fuck. But getting back to these two, Tia Mowry is now all on Instagram. That's granted, she's doing Instagrams with her kids, her son and her little daughter, which is this young man's children. I don't know, if he's cool with that. He might be. That's one of the reasons why they have irreconcilable differences, because he's probably way more private and wants her to be that way too. And I'm sure she's like, nah, I'm cool. You stifling me or whatever. Yeah, I'm assuming all this shit. From what it seemed like to me, as soon as they broke up, she's now on Instagram as much as she can and the tightest little stuff, showing how she keeps home and everything. You had a man to do all that with. You had a man to do all that for. She's even been on her show talking about, I don't think nobody want to, get with me no more. She thirst trapping the shit out of people and they're not interested. I mean, what will make you think? Not that you're not attractive. You cool. You straight, you cool, slim, be working out, got a little booty, you all right. But you had a husband, niggas see that. Niggas think that whole, I don't know what happened between y'all, but if that shit could have been fixable. Now you sitting up here trying to get somebody by go on her Instagram, you'll see what I'm talking about. I follow her and I've made little comments to her and everything. I'm not trying, I ain't nobody. I'm just Dex. I'm trying to get where she is as far as the maturation, as they say, to becoming where you need to be in the media, you know what I'm saying, to actually somebody giving a fuck. Like I've always said, I could give a shit about fame, but I want to have a little bit of something in order for this to work. Because the only way you can make money off of this is if somebody, oh yeah, he's got a lot of fans. I don't give a shit about the fans. I would love people to jump in there because I'm worthy of having them jump in there. And if that's the case and I build that way, if advertisers come and they say they want to fuck with me, then I'm cool with it. I'm not finna jump through no hoops with no flaming hoops like I'm a tiger in a fucking Las Vegas nightclub show. I'm not doing it. And she shouldn't be trying to sell herself off as a woman of good substance, making her bed and wearing these cute outfits and look at my kids and I got a nice house. You ain't got to sell yourself. That shit, let it happen naturally, mama. I know you might be doing that and putting all the makeup on. That stuff you do with the little products and shit. I get that. I got to shout out Adrienne Bailon, the one who's on your show with you, the little Spanish girl. Love her fucking dude. Dude ain't no like super, you know what I'm saying? I don't judge dudes like that, but when you look at dude, I look at him, I see me. Shit. I could see me and her together. I could shout out to the Asian young lady who's on the show. She married Young Jeezy. Left her other dude, was with him, about to marry him, if not married. Left that nigga for Jeezy. They together now. I saw the video of Jeezy meet her mama, and I know she's Korean or something. And Koreans don't fuck around, nigga. They be serious about their kids and who they like. She was love. I love him. I respect me. He respect me. Just shout out to Jeezy for locking one in. That's tight to me. Not because she Asian, she just tight to me. I like her. Now, Tia twin sister, on the other hand, she married to a white guy. You ain't heard a peep out of her. She happy in the motherfucker. Now, I don't believe she happy just because dude white. I just believe she happy because she's settled. When you look at that guy, you don't see Tamara with dude, I be looking at him like, damn, why you pick him? You know why she picked him? Because she really liked that nigga. I know black chicks probably see her husband and be like, damn, you picked that nigga? Because your mind is on some other shit versus what her mind is on is really liking this dude and liking his inside. As his outside don't matter when you like they soul. He got bread too. He ain't no billionaire motherfucker. They probably on the same level dough-wise. He might even have a little bit more dough, but that, people put too much on that bullshit too. He ain't heard a peep out of her sister. She ain't mad at all with her relationship. And I don't think he one of them sucker ass niggas that just said, yes, 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 yes. I don't believe he agree with everything she say. He look like he might be a man in that household. Not like he running everything, but he definitely be like, yeah, hey, hold on. Chill out with that bullshit, goddammit. I'm sure that's what he say sometimes. Shout out to my man Corey, bro. Hey, you might be better off. I know you mad. You probably see the kids as much as you can. Make sure you in that little young man's heart, your son's heart. Let him know and make sure that he know you love him and keep it popping, bro. If y'all can't be together with them kids as much as you can. Shout out. Let me see. Holy shit! Now I just saw this. Wow. This is an update on the Tyrese Gibson situation. Tyrese reacts to the court ordering him to pay $636,000 in child support and legal fees. And he said everything, all the rulings will be appealed. I feel you on that, bro. That's a lot of fucking money. This woman is tripping, as most women do. And that's just because this movie he's in just came out. He got a nice paycheck. Don't try to rape that man, girl. He didn't do nothing to you. Don't try to rape him. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. I don't think Tyrese a bitch ass nigga. I just think y'all tripping. I think y'all is tripping. I don't believe that these cats are doing anything to y'all, for y'all to be asked for all this bread. This has been going on now for the last 30, 40 years, that all this epiphanies these women are having to get that money. Eddie Murphy and them made jokes about stuff like, Johnny Carson got his divorce, and, his wife got half of his 600 million, 300 million or something. She got $100 million. Women hear that shit and it rings the dinner bell, just like if you was throwing fucking fresh fish in the Nile and there was crocodiles everywhere. Money is the root of everything that we fucking negative, positive, flat, full, whatever. That shit is crazy. And the only reason why things be going bad in the world is because of money. It's all about money. It's money, and money is inanimate. It don't do, just like guns are inanimate. It's what you do with the money and what you do with the gun. It take a motherfucker to pull the trigger to kill somebody. So it takes somebody spending that money in a fucked up way or trying to attain it in a fucked up way to make shit fucked up. You women are wrong as 3 motherfuckers out there, and you know you are. Hey, shout out to a semi-sponsor. They done slowed down with me a little bit. I will admit that. And I'm going to say that with y'all. I'm still over there spending and shit. I ain't really all the way and got no contract with them, no exclusive Corner Store Podcast stickers in their business or nothing. But they showed me a little love here and there, so I shout them out. So I'm going to do it again tonight. The last time I was there was on 420. One of the people who was talking to me about really like getting down with them, this cat Texas kind of acted standoffish as fuck towards me. He was like, man, it's busy in here tonight. Nigga, I wasn't trying to hold you up, nigga. I was just trying to ask a question. Hadn't been in there. I had been sick. I hadn't been even smoking weed or anything like that, which I kind of started back a little bit using a pipe. But anyway, I digress. Not trying to be negative. I'm still going to shout them out because that's the place I'm fucking with out here. Herbal Pain Relief Center. It is a marijuana dispensary located at the 118 freeway on the streets of Sepulveda and Chatsworth in the beautiful city of West Hills, California, in the San Fernando Valley. Off the top of my head, it's 106 something. I don't have the address handy, but you can look it up or Google it. West Hills, the city. The place is called Herbal Pain Relief Center. That's HPRC, Chatsworth, Sepulveda Boulevard, and the 118 freeway right next to Del Taco. And it's right in the cut. You got cool parking there, and they got great deals and some great product. I'll give them that. But just like I said, until one day I finally get an actual fucking sponsorship with these cats, this is more or less doing that because it's a place that I frequent. And I believe if you will go in there and mention that you heard about them from the Corner Store podcast, they will hook you up with something. I know that to be true, but you never know, man. We'll see. Shit be weird as fuck. I haven't even got no product from them lately, other than what I've bought. I ain't trying to be, it's not like I'm like doing too much by mentioning them. You know what I'm saying? The place gonna make money anyway. There was a fucking line out the damn door on 420. And it's always cracking. So they don't fucking need me. I'm sure that's what they fucking think or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna still holler them out. So yeah, I think tonight being episode 40, I gotta play a couple of artists on the way out of here. I'm gonna do that for the simple fact that in a very short time here coming up, I will be having the first Corner Store Music Showcase, the Corner Store Music Showcase with some really cool artists, some of them which I've been featuring on my Corner Store New Artist review shows. And I'm going to play some music from two of the artists right now. This is the first on the Corner Store podcast. I'm not going yet, babe. Not going yet. So hang in there. I want you to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can do my search. Hold on. One of the artists is going to be involved in the Corner Store Music Showcase coming up soon. And by the way, any artist that's going to be performing in my show will be getting paid, not a whole lot of money. Most showcases ask you to pay them, but I think that is a absolute travesty to the artist that's up and coming and trying to, especially if their music is good. Believe me, if you come into my show, the music gonna be banging. So this is the reason why I'm letting you get a sample of some of the people that you might be dealing with. This first artist's name is Junior from Compton, California, and this song is called Attention Freestyle. It's just a little sample.
Hey, yo. Hey, T, give me something, man, just to rock with. So just to warm up. So go ahead and fuck him up. Yeah. There you go. Exactly what the fuck I mean. Let's get it. Yo. I'ma give you niggas a pass. My quarterback, I ain't finished. I got biggest niggas. Quarter sacks, I don't think I'm all that. But he had to do, I'ma do key all that. Look, I can tell him where to food and believe it. They ain't seen me coming, I paint that bitch with a feet. And this one of the birds, I'm talking shit and I serve to see them walking the curb. Hope me hit every word, wouldn't touch you, one of these bitches put a 10-foot pose. That make a nigga think you good, but you know, hey. This next artist is KG Hustle, also from Compton, and this song is called No Drama. Cause a nigga got drip. Yeah, she so bad, so she stuck on my dick, ayy. Yeah, I'm trying to get bangs to get rich, ayy. Take it to Paris, let's take a trip, ayy. So damn bad,
like, ooh, ooh. You fuck on me when I'm drunk like that. Yeah, you know me as a trapper. Kitty hustle, now you know me as a rapper. Yeah, I'm on the rafters. And I just put my jersey in the rafters. Yeah, I'm legendary, baby, you just gotta wait. That's just a sample of some of the artists that you'll probably be hearing. They will be live at the Corner Store Music Showcase. The venues and the promotional material will start going up. I'll be having promotional things going on YouTube, promotions going on Instagram about the showcase. It's going to be a really, really nice venue in Hollywood. A great DJ. I'm going to tell you who he's going to be when everything is all locked down. And I appreciate all the love I've been getting on the Corner Store podcast. You guys are making me very, very happy. I'm very proud to have all the subscribers I have. You guys showing me maximum love. This shit is a grassroots thing, meaning it started from the bottom. And next thing you know, one day we're going to be on top. And I appreciate you guys so much. This has been the Corner Store Podcast, episode 40, y'all. Episode 40. I appreciate you. I love you. Hey, check this out. Keep coming in here and rocking with me. We got some guests coming up. I don't know about this Thursday, but definitely next week. Great guests. People that is actually in the know, if you know what I mean. You'll see what I'm talking about. Stay with me every Tuesday, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. live Pacific time. Corner Store Podcast. It's your boy, OMD. Holla at you.